Yes. Now, speaking of books, let's go ahead and talk about Angel Wealth Magic. Can you go ahead and explain what exactly it is and perhaps maybe share how someone could go ahead and begin to call in financial abundance like through spiritual connection?
Yes. So some people think it's like an oxymoron to say like, oh, there's angels and wealth in the same, or and then you put magic in there and it's like, what's going on? You know, none of those things match. But yeah, uh, but they actually do.
It matches to me though, like they connect. It
Yeah,
connects.
they do. They do. They do. It's just I was you know, the people who don't understand what magic is, they think it's some demonic thing, but really
Mm.
even Christianity could be seen as magic. Prayer is magic.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not going to get into the history all of that today, although I do love to teach on that in great detail because it's a fascinating history our culture has been through. But um a lot of here's the thing about the wealth thing. I've never been focused on money. I was not focused on money. Um and but when I started listening to this voice started telling me that I should start claiming more cash, claiming it more. And I never saw myself because we're both sides of my family, just straight poverty, just straight out of the hood. And so I never saw myself as someone that would have excessive wealth or what I perceived as excessive wealth. But as I started saying yes to the inner voice and doing these new things, I found my income multiplying um, in really wild and interesting ways and multiplying doing work that I loved and that sometimes didn't even feel like work. And so Angel Wealth Magic was written for people who really for the heart-centered folks, for the heart-centered mission folks who really want to open up to more, don't give themselves often permission to open up to more. Maybe they judge themselves for it, or they feel like society has judged them and told them that, you're a woman, you're a brown woman, whatever. The list goes on about all those of us that who aren't worthy of whatever. Um, but uh, um, but we have to make the choice. And I think that's the fundamental principle in the book. And I start the book off with giving you a series of things you can claim in the beginning to create fertile ground for your prayers to take root, to seed into the soil. Because a lot of our wealth gardens, our inner wealth gardens, are full of weeds. It's full of fear, full of misunderstanding about money. A lot of us feel like money is hostile or money is unpious, unspiritual,